already we have completed the reproduction in plants, okay, in our last chapter. So here in this chapter we will read about the reproduction in animals. So if I will give you a short recap, already we have discussed about reproduction. Reproduction is a process where the parents will produce the offsprings. Okay, why reproduction takes place? Reproduction takes place to continue the species. Okay, reproduction is to continue the generation, to continue the species. And one most important thing, reproduction always takes place among the species, among the individual of species only. For example, if you will take two flowers, that is a rose and a hibiscus, if they are present very close to, suppose this is the rose plant and this is the hibiscus plant, suppose they are placed very closely, then also pollination never takes place in between the rose plant and hibiscus plant. Why? Because they are not of similar species. So remember, a cat and a dog. Okay, so only reproduction takes place in between similar species. This is a very important thing. What is species? Species is a group of organisms who all can reproduce among themselves. Okay, individuals who all can reproduce among themselves, we will place them under a single species. Okay, so this is about this is an important tendency of reproduction, that organisms undergo reproduction which must have among the similar species. Okay, so if we will divide reproduction, then we can divide into asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Of course, we have done this. So in asexual reproduction, there is involvement of only single parent. But in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved for the production of offspring. Okay, so already we have discussed some mode of asexual reproduction, like fission in amoeba, budding in hydra. Okay, then so many other terms in spirogala, fragmentation. So many terms already we have discussed, and now again I will tell you. Okay, about the budding, fission, and all I will tell you now. So what about sexual reproduction? In sexual reproduction also there are involvement of two parents. This part also already we have discussed. And what that two parent will form? The male parent will form the male gamete and the female parent will form the female gamete. And by the fusion of the male gamete and female gamete, what they will form? They will form a zygote. This zygote will develop into an embryo. This embryo develops into a newborn baby. Okay, so this is a process of sexual reproduction. Again, we will discuss in details. Okay, so at first, let me tell you the asexual reproduction in animal. Then we will go for the sexual reproduction in animal. So when we are talking about the asexual reproduction generally occurs among the lower grade of animals. Okay, and sexual reproduction occurs among the higher grade of animals. So let's first discuss about the asexual reproduction, then we will go to the sexual reproduction. Amoeba undergo reproduction by two methods. The first one is the binary fission. And the second method is the multiple fission. Binary fission and multiple fission. Do you know what do you mean? What is the meaning of fission? There are two things, fission and fusion. What is fission? Fission means one body will break into 2 or 3 or 4 more bodies. That is fission. What is fusion? The 3, 4 or 5 bodies will combine to form one single body. That is fusion. Here I am telling you the general meaning of fission and fusion. What is fission? Fission means to divide. What is fusion? Fusion means to unite. Fission means to divide and fusion means to unite. Okay. So here we are talking about binary fission. What is binary? Binary means 2. So here in the process of binary fission, amoeba undergoes some process. What are the process in binary fission? See, this is the parent body of amoeba. Okay, this is the parent amoeba which now it is ready to reproduce. Okay, now it is in its adult stage. Now it is ready to reproduce. So here amoeba will start dividing from the middle. It will start separating. You can see here the nucleus starts separating. This is the nucleus. In the next wave, the cytoplasm or we can call it the plasma membrane. Now the plasma membrane will start dividing. So the first step is the nuclear division, followed by the cytoplasmic division. Remember this, the parent amoeba first undergo the nuclear division, then it will undergo the cytoplasmic division or the cell or the plasma membrane division. Its plasma membrane will divide. So when the division ends, it will result into what? Two daughter cells. So these are the two daughter amoebas. Okay, this is a daughter amoeba and this is a daughter amoeba. So here you can see from a single parent amoeba, two daughter amoebas are produced. That's why this process is called as binary fission. Fission means to divide, binary means two. That's why the name it suggests binary fission. From the single parent amoeba, two daughter amoebas are produced. So what you can see the process? The detailed process you can see here. See how the nucleus is dividing, and this nuclear division is now followed by the cytoplasmic division, and at last a single parent cell will divide into two daughter cells, and it will result into the following what? Daughter amoebas. You can see here how the parent amoeba will divide into, or it will, how it will undergo fission, how it will divide from one parental cell to two daughter cells. At first it will undergo the nuclear division, then it will undergo the cellular division, at last resulting into daughter cells. Okay, so this is about binary fission. Next, we will talk about the multiple fission. What is multiple fission? This is another mode of reproduction in amoeba. Binary means two, multiple means more. So what is the process of multiple fission in amoeba? So this is the parent body of amoeba, as you can see. Generally, multiple fission takes place in amoeba's body in harsh condition. When environmental condition is very tough, then it undergoes multiple fission. So in multiple fission, it will undergo some steps. What are the steps in multiple fission? At first, the plasma membrane of amoeba will surround with a tough covering. We call it a cyst. This tough covering which encloses the body of amoeba, we call it a cyst, and this process is called encystation. Okay, this process of enclosing the amoeba's body with a tough covering called cyst is known as encystation. So what is the help of this encystation? This encystation or this cyst over the body of amoeba will protect the amoeba from the harsh condition. This cyst is very tough in nature and it will protect the amoeba's body from the external harsh condition. Now the nucleus, it originally got a nucleus. Now this nucleus will start dividing. Okay, this parent nucleus will start dividing into small what? Daughter nuclei. This parent nucleus will divide into daughter nucleus. See, these are the small daughter nucleus. And these daughter nucleus, again they will be surrounded by the cytoplasmic membrane, or they will be surrounded by the plasma membrane. So you can see here the tiny amoebas. Okay, isn't it? So these are the tiny amoebas inside the body of what? The parent amoeba. So when favorable condition will arise, these cysts will break, the cyst or the wall will break, and all the daughter amoebas will come out of the what? Parent body. See here students, repeatedly I am saying daughter amoebas. So do not think only doctors. The offspring of the child are generally represented by daughter amoebas, daughter bacteria. So these are the modes of asexual reproduction. Okay, in some other topic I will discuss about the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So in this mode of reproduction, the offspring of the child produced are generally represented by the daughter amoebas. Okay, so here the daughter amoebas or the child amoebas will come out of the body of the parent amoeba. This process we call it as multiple fission. Here how many daughter amoebas form? 2 daughter amoebas. Here how many daughter amoebas forms? Number of daughter amoebas. That's why its name is binary and its name is multiple fission. Okay, so this is the whole process of reproduction in amoeba. As I said about binary fission, and as I said in the multiple fission, at first it will form cyst over its body, then that cyst it will protect the body of amoeba. Then inside the body of amoeba it contains one nucleus, that is the parent nucleus, and that parent nucleus undergoes several division to form daughter nucleus. That daughter nucleus will be surrounded by the cytoplasmic content, and in the favorable condition the cyst will break and all the daughter amoebas will come out from the parent body. This process we call it as multiple fission. So students, this is all about, we have discussed the asexual mode of reproduction in amoeba, that is the fission. Both binary fission and multiple fission we have discussed. Though multiple fission is not there in your book, for your knowledge just I have given a hint. So here the next process or the next asexual reproduction we will discuss about budding. What is budding? Budding is an outgrowth. Okay, it is an outgrowth formed over the parent body, and when that outgrowth will mature, it will detach from the parent body and will grow into the same parent individual. Okay, so here we can take an example of hydra. Hydra generally undergo budding. If you will see the body of a hydra, then it is somehow like this. It got like this outgrowth. We call this outgrowth as tentacles. Okay. Tentacles are the organ for the locomotion. By the help of these tentacles, hydra can move from one place to another, and sometimes they also use it to capture their food. Okay, so here if we will talk about hydra, then this is the mouth of hydra. Okay, so this mature hydra is now capable enough to give birth to a bird. So it will form an outgrowth over its body, same as that of the parent body. This is the outgrowth formed over the body of hydra. These outgrowth go on maturing gradually. Okay, it will cope up with the environment and it will go on maturing gradually. Okay, when this hydra is developed fully, then it will give rise to a parent hydra. Okay, now this is mature enough to detach from the parent body. Now it will detach from the parent body, and this hydra will now grow into a mature hydra. Okay, so this is the process of budding. Budding is nothing but the outgrowth formed on the parent body, and remember the parent body will provide all the content to the bird. Okay, the bird exists all the content similar as that of the parent body. And one very important thing, remember, whenever we are talking about asexual reproduction, the offspring formed are the exact copy of the parents. Okay, the offspring formed are the clone. We can call this clone. Okay, clone means they are the exact copy of the parents, but anyhow it is not similar in sexual reproduction. Okay, in sexual reproduction the characteristics of parent and offspring will match, but they are not exactly similar. Take an example of yourself and your brothers and sisters. You both are from single parents, but not exactly identical. There are some difference among yourself. So about the asexual reproduction, and here the offspring formed are exactly similar to that of the parent body. Okay, so that's why they are known as clone. So here we are talking about budding. This is the outgrowth formed on the hydra's body. After maturation, these bird will detach from the parent body, and now this bird will develop into a new hydra. This is the process of budding. Okay. In yeast also undergo budding. Okay. Now let's talk about the second kind of asexual reproduction, or the third kind of asexual reproduction, that is regeneration. What do you mean by regeneration? Regeneration means whenever the parent body will lose any part from its body, again it has the capability to regain that part of its body. This process is called regeneration. Okay, suppose take the same example for hydra only. Hydra also undergo regeneration. Suppose for any circumstances, if the body of hydra, I'm removing this bird, okay, because here now we are talking about the regeneration. Suppose any of the part of the body of hydra will lose. Okay, suppose any of the part will be lost due to some natural circumstances. Then after some days, it will again regain its part. This is called regeneration. Means generating again. This process is called regeneration. Regeneration is a process where the lost parts are again regained by the parent body. Okay, this is called regeneration. So here we have talked about hydra. Again, sometimes hydra, if we will cut the hydra transversely. Okay, this is called transverse. If we will cut the hydra transversely and we will divide it into two halves, suppose we will divide it into two halves. This is one half and this is another half. Then these two halves of the hydra will again regain their next half. Understood? They will again regain their next half. If we will divide a hydra transversely, if we will separate it, then also one half of the body of hydra will regain its original part and another half will also regain its original part. This is called regeneration. The same thing happened in flatworms. Okay, in flatworms, if we will cut it into some pieces, then each piece will generate two new wall. Okay, it has the capability of regeneration. Okay, we can take an example of lizard, but we cannot say that lizard undergo regeneration because lizard cannot produce a new lizard by regeneration. Anyhow, if any part of the lizard will be cut, then it can regain that part. Means suppose some lizards they lose their tail, or by mistakenly accidentally if they will lose their tail, after some days they can again regain their tail. This is the capability of lizard, that they can regenerate their organ, but we cannot say that they can reproduce by regeneration. Reproduction means the capability to produce an offspring, but lizard cannot produce an offspring. A lizard cannot produce a baby of lizard by regeneration. So regeneration is a process where if the parent body will lose any, or if the parent body will divide due to any natural circumstances, then each part can able to grow, can able to regenerate again. Okay, so this is about regeneration. So tell me, what about this hydra and amoeba, or we can say yeast or spirogyra? So these lower grade of organisms who all undergo asexual mode of reproduction, can we tell them immortal? Yes, we can tell them immortal because they have the ability to divide their body. They never die. On maturation, they can produce the number of offspring by dividing their bodies. cut it out and here leaving an empty space. So here if a new finger will grow, suppose this finger will be cut out and here if a new finger can be grown, which cannot happen. Okay, just I am giving an example. If I can grow a new finger here, means I have the ability to regenerate. Remember what I am saying. Listen carefully. If this cutted piece, when this finger will be cutted from my hand and I can able to regenerate the finger again, this process is called regeneration. But if this cutted finger, when it will fall down and from that cutted finger again a new individual will generate or a new individual will form, that is called fragmentation. Understood? Fragmentation means if from the same example in rows we can take. See here, this is a very important thing as I am discussing with you. See, if suppose here in this rose plant, suppose if we can cut the stem, suppose I have cutted a stem of this rose plant, okay, and I will take this stem and I will grow it in somewhere else so that I can able to produce a new rose plant. This cutted stem will be taken to another place to produce a new rose plant. This is called fragmentation. I have taken a fragment and then I have generated or I have produced a new rose plant. But after cutting out the part from the original rose plant, it can able to again give rise to new stem. This is the ability of regeneration of organ for plant. Here it can able to regenerate the stem. This is called regeneration and this is called fragmentation. Okay, this is anyhow regeneration of organ. Here I am giving an example of organ. Not like that by this process this plant will reproduce. This plant will reproduce. But if we will distinguish the process of regeneration and fragmentation, then this is a very significant differentiating feature between the regeneration and fragmentation. Okay, so these all are the topics that we have covered for asexual reproduction. Now let's talk about the sexual reproduction. Today I am giving you one introductory part of sexual reproduction. Then in the next classes we will go in details. So let's now discuss about the sexual reproduction. So now let's discuss about the sexual reproduction in organisms. So whenever we are talking about sexual reproduction, so already I said this is the involvement of both male parent and female parent. So by the union of the male gamete and female gamete, they will produce the child. So here let's have some introductory topic of sexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, the male body will produce a male gamete. Okay, male gamete, and the female body will produce a female gamete. The male gamete is called sperm. Okay, if we will talk about the male gamete, it is called as sperm. So this is somehow the structure of a sperm. Actually here not in so details given, but anyhow this is the structure of a mature sperm. Okay, you can see here it got 3 pieces. If we will talk about this, it got 3 pieces. Yes. So here if we will talk about the structure of a sperm, then it got a head, a middle piece, and a tail. This is the tail. These are the three parts or the three structure of a sperm. So the first part we call it as sperm head. The middle part is the middle piece and the end one is the tail. So what are the constituent of the head, middle piece and tail? It is not given. I am not also discussing to make you confused. So here you can see a central nucleus is present. Nucleus. This is the sperm nucleus. This is the main thing required for fertilization. I will tell now, don't worry. So this is all about sperm. And you can see here, this part, this is the head cap. This is the cap, we call it as acrosome also. So don't go for that. This is the head cap. Okay. It also play an important role in fertilization. Later on in higher class we will read details about this. So again I am repeating the structure of sperm. It got a head, middle piece and tail. Okay, and remember in the middle piece it contains number of mitochondria. So what is the work of mitochondria? Mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the body. It stores ATP. So these mitochondria gives energy to the sperm to move. Okay, sperms can move very fast. Why they will move? They will move to meet with the egg or the female gamete, or we can call it as ovum. Okay, so this is all about the structure of sperm. Sperm head, middle piece and tail. The sperm head contains the nucleus. In question I may ask, where the nucleus is present in a sperm? Nucleus of sperm is present in its head part, sperm head. Okay. Now let's talk about the female gamete, or we can call it as ovum. This is called as sperm. If we will talk about an ovum, and remember, most of the cases male gametes are little bit smaller in size than the female gamete. Ovum are generally larger than sperms. Okay. So here, if we will talk about an ovum, it also contains number of parts, but I am not discussing all of them. So this is the nucleus of egg. This is the cytoplasm, and these are the cells. Some of the cells. You need not to discuss these now. Okay. So this is how an egg, somehow it looks like this. Okay. So detailed structure, sperm and egg, again you will read in your higher class. Okay. There are so many things, there are so many layers of an egg cell. There are 3 layers of an egg cell. I am not going in details. Okay. Here this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus and this is the cytoplasm. Okay, this is about the structure of an ovum, or we can also call it as an egg. This is the female gamete produced by the female. Now here, tell me, do you know what is the chromosome content of our body? A human body contains how many number of chromosomes? 46 number of chromosomes. So here, when we are talking about gametes, these gametes contains half number of chromosomes than our body chromosome. So here we can write it as 23. I am only talking about human. Then rabbit, dog, cat, tiger, they all vary. All the organisms, when we are talking about living organisms, all the living organisms contain chromosomes, and chromosomes plays an important role in transferring the hereditary character from parents to offspring, remember. And all of them have different number of chromosomes. If you will take an example of human have 46 number of chromosomes in their nucleus. In a single cell, in our single cell, we got 46 number of chromosomes. But whenever the male individual will produce the male gamete, the gamete will be reduced. It got 23 number of chromosomes. And here, these gamete also contain 23 number of chromosomes. Okay, this is an important thing. Details about that you will read, don't worry. So this is, we have already talked about the chromosome number. Remember, always the chromosome number in gametes are half to that of the body, to that of the chromosome number of the individual's body. About whichever organism you take, about plant, about any members in animal you can take, their gametes have reduced number or half number of chromosome to that of the chromosome present over their body. If you will take an example of human, if the body chromosome of human is 46, then its gamete is 23 and 23. Okay, so this is about the male gamete and female gamete. Now these male gamete and female gamete will unite, and we call this as fertilization. Okay, what is this process called? Fertilization. Fertilization. So the union of male gamete and female gamete is called fertilization. Already we have discussed in the reproduction in class. There we have taken pollen grains and egg. So after fertilization, these male gamete and female gamete will develop into, suppose this is the egg. This is the egg nucleus. The sperm will attach here. And remember, not only single sperm, number of sperm comes and attach with the wall of the egg. This is how they got attached. But only single sperm can able to meet with the egg. Remember this. Number of sperm will attach with the wall of the egg or ovum, but only single sperm can able to meet with the egg nucleus. Only the nucleus of a single sperm can able to meet with the nucleus of egg. So after meeting, suppose this, after meeting the nucleus of sperm and egg, they will produce a zygote. The union of male gamete and female gamete. After the attachment of the sperm nucleus and egg nucleus, they will form the zygote. Okay? These zygote undergo cell division. They undergo several cell division. About this all you will read in details, don't worry. 2 cell stage, 4 cell stage. Okay? It will end up with, just now, like that only I am saying an example, it is not given in your book. At last they will stop in 32 cell stage. Okay? Here I am not counting the cell, but these division, the division of the zygote will stop in 32 cell stage. Okay? This is the 32 cell stage. Okay? It will go on multiplying 2, 4, 16, then 32. Okay? Now this zygote will convert into an embryo. Okay? This zygote, now it will convert into an embryo. After the 32 cell stage, it will convert into an embryo. So this is all about the union of male and female gamete. So here the male gamete produced, we call it as sperm, and the female gamete produced, we call it as egg. By the union of the male and female gamete, we call that process as fertilization. Okay, after this topic, I will tell you details about the formation of male gamete and formation of female gamete. Don't worry. So when these male gamete and female gamete, they will combine with each other, they will form a zygote. By the union of the sperm of the nucleus of the sperm and the nucleus of the egg, they will form a zygote. These zygote undergo division. Okay, mitotic division. These zygote undergo division, and it will stop dividing in the 32 cell stage. Division means division in its cell. Okay, it will divide itself. It will duplicate its cells. Okay, it will stop in the 32 number cell stage, and now it will form an embryo. And these will develop its organs, head, hand, legs, eyes, ears, internal organs, and at last, if you will talk an example, if you take an example of human, then at the end of 9 months, these embryo got fully developed and it will give birth, and the mother will give birth to a newborn baby. Okay, that is the time of punctuation that we will read. Okay, here just I am giving an introductory part for sexual reproduction. So this is about the sexual reproduction. Again, go through it. I will send you the picture of this. So sperm and egg unite to form zygote. Zygote will divide to form an embryo, and then the embryo undergo organogenesis, means formation of organs, and at the end it will, the mother or the female body will give birth to a new individual. So this is all about the sexual reproduction. So again, go through the topic that we have discussed today. Again, in the next class we will discuss about the human reproductive system. We will read about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. Okay, and there again some more concepts I will tell you. So again, go through the topic, and remember students, I want to tell you that do not find hesitation to read or to ask questions regarding these topics, because these topics are related to our body itself. Okay, so you need to know about your body system. Okay, as we have studied about the digestive system, respiratory system, this is about the reproductive system. And now, if you will not get the introductory idea about the reproductive system, then directly in 10th when you will read the topic, everything will be, it seems very new for you. Okay, so you need to go for the introductory topic, and it is very important topic. Okay, do not be so, do not feel shy to read out this topic, during the, question and solution, do not feel hesitant to ask the questions. Okay, this is all related to your study only. So again, go through the topic, and if any doubt, if you got any doubt from this topic, you can ask me again, and in the next class, we will start up the next part of the chapter.